Hello guys, so let me show you the final output of this video. Once you complete this video, then we will have some project like in this shape. We will have a form, and by filling the form, once we click on the predict price button, then it will give us the the prediction price for any house. Now we will use these data set you can see, and from these data sets I have use some features like overall. Let's we see this feature. Okay, and we have the other features like this one, and here we have different values. If you are not aware about what is the meaning of the GR live area, I will show you in the video each and every detail what is the meaning of this. For example, the meaning of this is above grade ground living area square feet. So these are the different features of the house, right? Now we will basically perform all the necessary steps, how we can train our machine learning model, how we will use the Python Flask project. Okay, so it is the complete implementation of the machine learning model on the basis of the houses pricing data. So we will download these data from the Kaggle environment, then we will train our machine learning model with this data, and then we will create something like this. So it is the final form. Now here users can use this form to predict the house prices, like for example user tab 4, user tab here 999, user tab here 2, and user tab here for example 800. Now if these are the feature of the house, what should be the price of the house? Let's we predict. So for these features the house price should be this one. Okay, now I train the machine learning model. I then provide these four features. I train my machine learning model with these four features, and now it's giving me the correct results. What should be the price of a house? So let's we begin the video by doing the practical, by doing the coding, and by completing this video we will have some output like in this way. Thank you. Hello friends. So let's we start the coding activity by creating a machine learning model. We will train this model with the data set from the Kaggle, and then we will use these train model for the prediction of different houses prices. Okay, when our machine learning model is prepared, I mean once it is trained, then I will create a Python Flask project, and in this Flask project basically I have to implement the houses price prediction model, right? Now let me show you first of all the data set. Now here you can see different attributes of the data set, different features. Now these are basically the column of these data sets. You can search about, you can read about the different columns of the data set. You can see that here we have lots of columns. In this series, in this video, basically we will use some features, some columns to train our model, so that we can see how we can handle with the machine learning models. Okay, now let me download the model first. I will download all the data from here. Let me extract the file, the folder, and here you can see that I have some files. Now I will basically use the train.csv file. Now let me show you this one. Now here you in this file, in this CSV dataset, you can see that we have lots of columns, or you can say lots of features. Now from the column ID to the column sale condition, these all are called features in machine learning world, and the final column is called the target, or you can say the output column, or you can say the label column. So it is the label, or you can say the target feature, the target column, and from the column sale condition to the ID in the start, these all are basically called the features column. Okay. Now the sale price, the target column, is basically called a dependent column because the sale price is dependent on all these columns, and the remaining columns except the sale price, these all are called the independent column. Okay, so we have independent column up to sale condition, and we have the final column, the sale price, which is the dependent column, and this sale price depends on the values for a house. There are different types of features you can see here in the data sets. Now if you want to search like what is the meaning of this feature, then go to the Kaggle, and here we have definition almost for all the columns. So what is the meaning? For example, lot shape. Now if I go here, you can see the definition here from lot shape means general shape of the property. Okay, now you can also explore for the other features from the datasets. In these datasets we have almost 1460 rows and more than 80 features, right? Now we will drop some features from these data sets that are unrelevant and that we will not use in this video. Okay, we will play with some features and we will train our model with some features, and then we will see how to predict the house price for the futures. Okay, now let's me jump to a folder, and here I have to create basically one project with the name. Let's me create another project. House price prediction. Okay, now inside this folder I will basically create a Python Flask project, and inside the Python Flask project I will train my machine learning model, and then I will also do the remaining activity. Okay, now go to this folder and type here cmd. Now I have basically in the command prompt, now let's me copy the path. I have to go to VS Code, and here let's me create a new instance. I have to open folder, select folder. Okay, now I am basically inside the house price prediction folder, right? Now inside this folder I will add some files first of all. Now let's me add the requirement.txt file first of all. Okay, I will define here different Python packages that we will use in this project, right? Now let's me define here the first package. I will use the Flask version 2.3.3. I will use NumPy version 1.26.4. I will use scikit-learn package, and the version will be 1.4.1 post 1. Okay, and I will use pandas in this project, and I will basically use the version 2.2.1. Okay, let's me give here double is equal to sign, and the final package will be job lib 1.4.0. okay. Now this will be basically the package that I have to use in the Python project, in the Python Flask project, right? Now I will clarify here that if you not install the Python on your machine, that then you have to download the Python from the official website and then you have to install on your machine. Now let me show you the Python version on my machine. Now Python is already installed in my machine, that is why I will not show you here the steps to install Python. It's very simple step. Just go to the official website of the Python here, download. Now I am using basically a window machine. Now for window you can click on here and install from here, right? For the 64-bit machine you have to download from here. Once you download the file, then just run as administrator or normal. And one thing, when you are installing, then there will come a checkbox like add environment variable to the path. Now you have to check the path, right? Okay. Now I created the requirement.txt file. Now let's me create another file, train model.python. It will be a Python file. So for the Python file there is extension .py, right? Now inside the train model.py I have to define all the steps for training the machine for training the machine learning model, right? Now I have downloaded already the CSV file. You can check from here in the download folder. We have just download from the Kaggle. Now copy this one and let's me paste here. So open reveal in folder and paste here. Okay. Now it is our CSV file, it is our train model.python file, and it is the requirement.txt file. Okay. Now inside the train model.python file, let's me define here some steps to train the model. Okay. Now I am writing here some Python code. We have step 1. In step 1 I have to import the required libraries. For example, I will import pandas as pd, and I will import the numpy, and then I will import some other libraries like scalan.model selection. I will import the train test split function, and then I will import from scikit learn dot. I will import the random forest regressor. Okay, random forest regressor, and then I will import the matrix from scikit learn. I will import the mean square error function, and let's me import the final library, the job lab, right? Now let's me define here all these library we have imported the pandas. So this library is for data manipulation and analysis, like to use to load and clean the CSV data, right? And we have numpy. It is a library for numerical operation, different numerical operation with different arrays. Okay. Now here I have import the train test split function from the scikit-learn.model selection. This is a function to split the dataset or this dataset. Okay, so it will basically split this dataset into the training and testing parts, and we have imported the random forest regressor class from ensemble. Okay, and these class basically uh, it is a random forest algorithm for the regression problems, right? And then I imported the mean square error here, so it is a function to evaluate the prediction errors of the model. Okay, so to check how the model will perform, what is the mean square error, and other type of things. So we have to check basically the we have to check the performance of the model. We have to evaluate the model, the machine learning model, with this library. And then I finally import the job lab, and it is a utility to save and load the machine learning model. Okay, so basically these will save our machine learning model inside our folder, right? Now control S. Now for the time, let's me comment all this code, because we are missing one very important step to and the important step is basically to install these packages, right? Now to do this, let's me go to the command prompt. Here in the command prompt I am inside basically the price prediction folder, house price prediction folder. Okay, now first of all I have to basically create a Python virtual environment. Okay, Python dash m venv and then venv again. Okay, now these will basically create a Python in virtual environment for our development purpose. Now press enter. Okay, now in the next step I have to basically activate the environment, the virtual environment. Now you have to type venv and then uh, scripts and then activate. So on Windows you have to use these two commands for creating a virtual environment. Press enter. Now after running these command, you can see that we have the keyword venv in the start. Okay, so it's mean that the virtual environment is created successfully. Now our next step is basically to install this library, to download this library inside our project. Okay, now let's me go to the command prompt again, and here I have to type a command pip install -r, and then I have to give the file name. So the file name is basically requirements.txt, this one. Okay, now let's me press enter. Now it will take a little time for the first time to download and install all the packages inside the house price prediction project. Now I am just pausing the video for a little time so that all the packages are installed successfully. Once all the packages are installed, then I will just resume the video. Okay, now all the packages are installed successfully on my machine. Now let's me move again to the train model.py, uncomment this code. Now I have completed our first step. Okay, by importing the required library. In the step 2, basically I have to load the data set. Okay, I have to load this CSV file. Okay, now let's me define here a variable for the data frame with the name df. I will use pd.readcsv, and then I will pass here the dataset name. So my dataset name is train.csv. Okay, it will basically load the datasets from a CSV file named train.csv, and make sure it is in the same folder. Now I keep the train.csv in the same folder. My train model and train csv are in the same folder. Okay, Now let's me move towards our step 3. In the step 3, basically I have to handle some missing data. Okay, and here let's me define here a variable with the name features, and inside the features I will give some features. Okay, now the first feature will be basically over or all. Now this feature is basically exist inside the CSV file. Let's me search. Now it is this feature. I will use this feature in our machine learning model, and the second feature will be, let me type all of the features that I want to use. So I will use these features. I will use these four feature as an input, and it will be our target column, right? Now if you want to check about what is the meaning of this one, you can again go to the Kaggle and here search for this one. So it is basically total square feet of basement area, right? Now let's me reassign the value of the df. So to the df, let's me only set some columns, this column. Okay, now I drop all the remaining columns like these one and too many others. I only keep these 5 columns in my features, and then I am saving all the features, the 5 features in the df again. Okay, now in the df I am keeping only the selected features in the data set, right? Now from the df, let's me also drop some null columns if there is any. If I go to the data sets, there may be some null values like these one, and maybe there are many other rows which have null value. You can see here for these. Okay, so I am dropping all the rows that have any kind of null value. Okay, and let's me move toward step 4. In step 4, basically I will split the data into training and testing data set testing part. Okay, now df do drop. Okay, so I have to drop basically the sale price, this sale price from the df. I will only remove this feature, and you have to pass axis is equal to 1. Okay, sale price axis equal to 1, and in the another variable y I am saving only the sale price. Okay, so I am saving these 5 features inside the x and the remaining sale price inside the y. Okay, from the data set. Now it is our step 4. In the next step, step 5, I am basically train test split. Okay, so x underscore train x underscore, I am dividing the data into parts like x underscore train y x underscore train x underscore test. So I will use some data for the training purpose, some data for the testing purpose from these 4 features, and I will also divide the target feature sale price into training and testing data, right? So x for the input features for these 4 and y for the sales price. and I have to use the train test split function that I imported here, this one, and let me pass here x, y, test size should be 20%. So for 20% I have to pass 0.2, and let me pass random state is equal to 42. So random state 42 ensures the same split every time the code runs. So we are using these for consistency purpose, right? And here we divide uh, the data into training and testing part. We will use basically 20% for the testing data and remaining 80% for the training data. Now I am getting here an error like x train y train and y test is equal to, I have to pass x y, so after y I am missing the comma. Okay, no, or step 5 is completed. Now in step 6 I have basically to train random forest model, right? So let me define here a variable with a name model, and I will use the random forest regressor, sorry guys, and in this I will pass basically the n estimator is equal to 100. It will create a random forest model with 100 decision trees and a fixed random seed, right? Random state should be 42. Okay, and let's me uh, call the fit function inside the model, and I have to pass the training part of the data, and then I have to pass the training part of the data from the target variable. Okay, no, let's me move towards our next step. Basically I have to define the machine learning model like in 8 step. Okay, so once the 8 step are completed, that I will run this train model .python file. Once I run the file, then it will save it will train the machine learning model from the train.csv, and then it will download the file in this folder. Now after running this file, you will see that here file will be created. Now this file then will be our train machine learning model. Okay, now let's we move towards our steps 7. I think there is no need of the step 7, because if you want to check the mean square error and the performance of your model, then we have to use this step. So let's me use model.predict. I have to pass the testing part from the input feature, and let's me call define here a variable mean square error. So I will use this function mean square error, and in the mean square error let's me pass y underscore test, and I will then pass this variable. But as I said, there is no need of this step at the moment, but for the learning purpose I am just adding to evaluate the model performance, right? And let's me move toward our final step for training the machine learning model. Once our model is trained, then we will use it in the Flask Python project. Okay, so I have to save the train model. Now to save the model, you have to use the job lab library, and I have to pass the model, and let's me give a name to the file. The file name should be house price model.pkl. Okay, now pkl is the extension for the machine learning model. Okay, Now these are basically the steps to train our machine learning model. Okay, now these will basically train the machine learning model and will give us a file with the name housepricemodel.pkl. Okay, now once we get this train machine learning model inside our project, then I will move towards the other part, how we can use for the future price prediction of the houses. Okay, now let's me go to the command prompt again. Here I am in the same folder, house price prediction. Guys, I can also run the code here from the terminal, but I am getting some type of error in the PowerShell. I am not able to run the command on my machine, so that is why I am using the command prompt. Okay, now here I will basically run a to run this file, the train model.py. You have to run here a command python.py. Okay, now after running this command, you will see that our model file will be created, or train machine learning model file will be created here. Now let's me run this one. It giving me some error like the correct command should be python and then train underscore model, the file name .py. Okay, so it is our file name, and let's me run again. I think I did not save the file, so let's me save all. Let's me run again. You will see that our file will be saved here inside the folder. Okay, now I am getting some error. Let's me check here again the code. The column name is basically overall yes, QUL and GR live. It's not live, it's GR LIV area. Okay, and then garage cars, and then total BSMT SF capital, and then we have the sale price. Control S. Let's me run again the command. Okay, now you can see that our file is created successfully, housepricemodel.pkl with this name. Now guys, this is our train machine learning model. You can use this file in any project like Python Flask project, like .NET project, like Java project, or any JavaScript project, right? Now you can give input to this model file, and then it will predict the future houses price. Okay, now I am already inside the Python environment, so basically I have to configure some steps so that we have the Python Flask environment, right? So for this, let's me first of all create here a file with a name. Sorry guys, the file should be created here. Okay, so the file should be app.py. Okay, and let's me add here another folder. The folder name should be templates. Okay, and let's me add here one another folder. The folder name should be static. Okay, and now in the app.py I have to basically create some to write some code, and this code will basically convert our this project into the Python Flask project, right? Now I have to define here a variable with the name app, but before this let's me import Flask and render template and other things, and request the second. Let's remove all these so that we can perform all the steps one by one. Let's me import the job lib again, and let's me import numpy. Okay, so these three packages are enough for creating the Python Flask project at the moment. And let's me define here a global variable app, and I will basically pass here like in this way. Name. Okay, now this line this line is basically used to initialize a Flask web application. So let's break it down in details. Okay, now I import some libraries and I initialize the Python Flask web application by this line. Okay, now I have to use now I have to load basically these house price model. In the next line, load the train machine learning model. So I will load the model inside the model variable joblab.load, and then the name of the model. So the model name is house prices.pkl. Okay, and let's me add here an endpoint. So this endpoint will basically serve for both get and post request. I am adding here a function, and after this function let's me add here if underscore name is equal to main, then app.run debug is equal to true. Okay, now these are some basic Flask configuration. Okay, now let's me here prediction is equal to none. I am just writing the code for so that I can take some input from a form, and then I will basically I will pass this input to this function, and then I will use our machine learning train model for the new inputs. Okay, so if request.method is equal to post, then I have to get input values from the form. I will define the form later. Now let's me define here some 4 features. Feature 1, like in this way, feature 1, feature 2, feature 3 and feature 4, right? So feature 1 is equal to let's me read from the form. I will define the form later in HTML. Okay, and this will be basically or this feature. So it will be our feature 2, 3, 4, 4. Okay, now we will take these inputs from the users, and user then will be able to predict any house price for the future, right? And we will use this basically for it will be basically for the garage cars, and the 4th feature will basically for this one, right? And let's me convert these into an array, all these 4 features. So input data is equal to np.array. I will pass all these 4 features, okay, into the numpy.array function. I will pass these 4 features, right? And in the next line, basically I will predict the output from our machine learning train model. So I have to use these objects, and inside these object there is a function predict, and inside the predict I have to pass the input data, and I have to get the first output, right? Now, inside the prediction, inside this variable, let's me save the final value of the result. Now I'm just formatting the result value. It will be basically a numeric sales price, right? Now if there is occur any kind of exception, let's me check the prediction value to the error. So I will basically pass error. Okay, and I am getting here an error is E, and in the next line let's me return the render template, and let's me give here the HTML file name. So I will define this file. Okay, and let's me set the prediction is equal to prediction to this one, but I am getting in here an error. Okay, I think I am forgetting to use a try catch block here. Okay, and let's me move this code here. Okay, now exception is gone. Let's me save all this thing, and above this function let's me define here the route only. So to define here the route, you have to use like in this way. The path will be this, and method will be get and post. So this route will be used for both get and post method. Okay, now our Python Flask application backend is almost ready. I have defined here a function. In this function I am getting the 4 inputs from the form from the front end, and then I am converting into an array, and here I am passing the array to the machine learning model. The model will give me the result, and I will return this prediction to the index.html file. Okay, now let's me create here the index.html file inside the template, new file, index.html, and inside the index.html I have already write some code. Now let's me copy the code for the index.html and paste here. Okay, so it is the style. Now here you can see that I have defined here 4 input fields for feature 1, for feature 2, for feature 3, for feature 4, right? And here we have the submit button. By clicking on this submit button, our form will be submit to this function. Okay, and I will show you here the result, and I just define here some style for the form, right? No, let's me run this code. So to run this code, let's me go again to the command prompt. In the command prompt I have to run the app.py. Okay, now as you can see the a.py is running on this URL. Now let's me copy this one and paste here in a browser. Okay, now you can see that I have created a form, but let's me set here a background image. No, I have already created an image, so let's me paste here the image inside the static. Okay, no, it is the image. I will use this image in the background of this page, and in the index.html I am setting the background image like in this way, and you can see that we have the app container here. Now let's me run again the code. Okay, now I created the form successfully. Now I have to give here some input values, and for these input values our model will give us basically the predictions. uh, or Once I fill this form, then when I submit, uh, this code will be executed, right? And our machine learning model will predict on the basis of the form values, and will return the output in the variable predictions, and I am using this prediction variable here in the index.html. You can see here. Okay, now let's me give some values. For example, its value is 3, and for the G live area, if I search here, this column, it is our column, and from this column we have different value. Let's me put here some value like 1000. Okay, and from the garage cars, what kind of values we have here? We have value almost 1 2 3. Okay, so let's me put here 2, and for this column, for this feature, uh, for this one we have different types of values, so let's me pass here 11 and 0. Okay, click on this. Now on the basis of our data, the machine learning model predicts that the house prices should be like this one. Okay, now we can use this machine learning model for any type of data. If I pass the overall quality like 9, let's me pass here value this, some value like this, and some value like 900. I think for the garage cars, if I just search, the value are most likely like under 10, so let's me pass here 2. Okay, now it's predict the new house's price for this value. Let's me pass here something again, and 5, and something like this one. No, it predicts the new house's price. Now guys, our machine learning model is working fine. uh, we 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 just created our train model.py file. We train our machine learning model, and we downloaded the file into our project. This is the file, and then I define here the Flask configuration in the app.py, and in the app.py I import, basically I load the model, our train model, and then I am getting these 4 input features from the form in the index.html. it is our form, and when I click on submit, uh, this line of code will be executed. Okay, now I will get all the values from the form. I am converting into an array, and then I am passing the array to the model.predict function, and the machine learning model will basically predict the new input, the new output, the new price for a house. And I am then just making formatting the final value, and here I am returning to the index.html in the prediction variable. In the index.html, here if there is any kind of value of the prediction, then I am printing here, right? So it is the overall code. I will upload uh, these this project to a GitHub to a GitHub repository, and then you will also be able to access this project, right? So thanks for watching this video. You have learned how we can basically train a machine learning model, how then we can use these train machine learning model in any applications. Now you can just copy this file and paste in any other projects, and then you can use your required code to predict, right? So thanks for watching the video.